I'm not feeling it. I really just want to lay down and take a nap. Be honest with me, guys. Am I just being a bad vibe in this video?
This peanut butter is pissing me off.
I bet you weren't expecting me to cry when you clicked on this video. Probably more than you signed up for, but in today's video, we are going to get back into a healthy routine together. I'm gonna be honest right now. I haven't worked out in almost a week. I have not been eating healthy at all. My house is a mess. My mind is a mess. I can't even shut my pantry door right now because there's so much stuff piled up on the floor. So today we're gonna fix that. I'm taking you through a day in my life and sharing all of my tips and my process for getting back on track because trust me, this is not my first rodeo. It feels like every few weeks or months, something happens that just gets me out of a healthy routine, whether it's travel or getting sick or even just sometimes getting lazy, honestly. I'm excited, so let's get into it. I do have my Alani Nu energy drink that I'll be sipping on as we chat and catch up a little bit. That's one thing I'm not gonna do is have a reset day decaf. This is honestly the part of the video I'm not looking forward to, but I wanted to chat a little bit about why I had a tough week and open up. I personally find these kinds of videos really comforting and they help me feel less alone when I'm going through a difficult time. So even though it's very vulnerable and personal, I really just want to put it out there in case it does bring you any comfort. So, I can't even say it. I haven't even said anything yet. About a week ago, my grandma passed away. Ooh, this is gonna be tough. All I do is cry. She was 95 and she lived an incredible life. I have so many amazing memories with her from my childhood and my adulthood, and I just feel so grateful for the amount of time that I got to spend with her. I didn't wear waterproof mascara today, which was probably a mistake. Yeah, grief has been weird. I mean, it's only been a week, but it has been nothing like I expected it to be. I found it to be very non-linear. Random things will remind me of her and just kind of like make me feel really sad. I was going to get a slice of bread and I was like, I don't even want to toast this or put anything on it. I just want to eat it plain. And it reminded me of a story. When I was 8 years old, we had just moved houses and I was really scared to sleep by myself, so my grandma slept in my room with me. And we both got hungry at like 10 or 11 p.m. So we snuck out into the kitchen together for a midnight snack. And we didn't have very much at the house because we had just moved, but we did have a loaf of white bread. We didn't bother to toast it, to put butter on it, jam, nothing. We literally just were eating plain slices of white bread straight out of the bag. And honestly, to this day, I love eating plain untoasted bread. Moments like that where I will just think of her and feel really sad, and then there's other times where I feel like I'm able to stay engaged with like my work or with my friends, or I'm hanging out with my boyfriend, or I'm doing something and I'm not thinking about it as much. So that's how I kind of started my week last week, and that was obviously tough. I wasn't focused on my health, fitness, work, really anything, but just kind of like getting through those first few days and doing anything that I could to feel a little bit better, find some positivity in my day-to-day. So I was like watching Netflix, I spent a lot of time with my boyfriend, and then I got sick. I just rested and chilled for a few days, which was very much needed. And that brings us here. I bet you weren't expecting me to cry when you clicked on this video, so probably more than you signed up for, but just wanted to be honest. For me, one of the most important parts of my videos is being vulnerable and connecting with you guys, and it would just feel disingenuous to not say anything and to just jump back on here and act like I'm all good and everything's fine when behind the scenes it has been a really difficult week. I'm gonna try and channel some positive energy today. I am really looking forward to just like cleaning my space, getting back into some of the healthy habits that I know make me feel so much better and just feel a little bit more like myself, honestly. Okay, enough chatting about me and let's get into the actual reset, getting back on track part of this video. First thing I'm thinking about is some movement. Since I was recently sick and I'm still recovering, I'm definitely gonna go lighter and easier to start off. Even if I haven't been sick, that's usually how I approach it. I find that if I pick a really intense session that's intimidating for my first session back, sometimes I end up procrastinating it because it's so intimidating. So I find that lowering the bar and picking an easy chill session for your first one back is a really good way to kind of gently encourage yourself to actually get it done. If you've watched my videos before, you probably know what's coming. I'm gonna do a workout from my own workout guide. It's called Ignite. I'll leave a link to the full guide as well as a 7-day free trial that you can download down in the description. Honestly, this isn't even for promo. I just love these workouts. I wrote them to be exactly how I like my workouts. When I was in the best shape of my life, these are the exact sessions and this was the exact split that I followed. So today I'm gonna do a flexibility and mobility flow from the program. So I'm just gonna go to the workout menu. The workout menus are one of my favorite parts of the workout guide. So basically you can choose your session based on how much energy you have, how much time you have, or where you want to work out. So home versus gym. Today I'm definitely looking for a recovery session. So all the mobility workouts are listed right there. I'm looking for something like a little bit longer. So I'm gonna choose week 4 since the workouts do get progressively more difficult throughout the program. I think this will be a really great way to kind of ease back into things. feel like I always forget how much better I feel after even just a couple minutes of movement. That was such a nice session and I feel so good right now. Okay, let's talk about breakfast. So one of the telltale signs for me that I'm in a rut and I need to mix things up is that I start to get so sick of the meals that I'm eating and no food sounds good to me, which like I love food. So that is very unusual. I'm gonna be making a smoothie bowl today, which I haven't had a smoothie bowl in ages. I just really feel like I need to break out of my routine, try something different, mix things up. So let's go make some breakfast. Flavor's great. Texture is way too runny for my taste. My blender won't blend unless there's enough liquid, but if I add too much liquid, then it just ends up runny like this.
Okay, this is for my peanut butter girls. This peanut butter is pissing me off. I will say it's an amazing price for an organic peanut butter, but did I like get the wrong one? All right, this is my own fault. I did not mean to get the no stir one. Okay, this has added sugar in it. So that added sugar discovery is a whole separate thing. But as you can probably tell by looking at it, it's basically a smooth peanut butter with a few chunks added in. That is not what a crunchy peanut butter should be. A crunchy peanut butter should be very grainy and nutty throughout the entire thing, okay? This is not giving. It's got palm oil and cane sugar in it. I honestly need to get a new peanut butter right now because I eat way too much peanut butter to be having one with added sugar in it. Anyway, I'm gonna take a shower and I'm gonna calm down about this.
2 p.m. is a little bit late to be having caffeine, but honestly, I have a lot I still want to get done today. I'm not feeling it. I really just want to lay down and take a nap, but I know I'll feel so much better if I do a few more things, so gonna have some caffeine and power through. We need to debrief breakfast a little bit because that was one of the most disappointing meals I've had in a long time. The consistency turned out more like a smoothie than a smoothie bowl, which I didn't love because the base was so liquidy. All of the fruit just sank straight to the bottom and I couldn't see what I was getting, so I couldn't like craft each bite, have the perfect amount of toppings and fruit and everything in it. I was just going in blind. So there was one time that I literally scooped up an entire spoonful of peanut butter in one bite. And by the way, that peanut butter sucks. Anyway though, I'm probably still gonna use a photo of that smoothie bowl in my thumbnail and catfish you into thinking it's good because it tasted great. I just added way too much milk. That was a user error. Anyway though, I'm just finding random things to talk about because I'm procrastinating the next thing that I know I need to do, which is sit down at my desk and do a big brain dump and make a weekly plan. I used to do this every single week. I've been out of the habit a little bit. I'll leave a link down below to my free Notion template that you can download on my website if you want to use my exact structure for planning and kind of like my Notion home base. I honestly really love it. I've been using it for the past few months and it's really helped me to stay organized. So I'm gonna stop procrastinating. Let's head upstairs and make a weekly plan. Before I set up this shot, I literally took my arms and slid all of the junk on my desk out of the frame. At this point, I feel like I have no choice. I just have to throw the entire house away. In other news, I've been addicted to these rice cakes. My friend put me onto them. Apparently they went viral on TikTok. The Drizzlicious cinnamon swirl specifically. The cookies and cream and the s'mores are also both so good, but the cinnamon is like out of control. This whole bag is only 90 calories. The rice cakes have chia, quinoa, and flax seeds in them. I'll show you one. They are so good. Oh, great. And I've just discovered my nails that I painted last night are already chipping. So if you have nail polish recommendations, let me know. I think I just have to do gel nails at home. Like I just think regular polish doesn't work. Okay, let's get into my weekly planning. I'm gonna start this planning session with a brain dump because I just find that getting everything out of my head onto a note on my computer just helps me to feel a little bit more relaxed. And I'm gonna be honest, I could use it today because I am feeling very high strung. So I just write down everything that comes to mind that's on my to-do list, whether it's appointments I need to schedule, if I want to do my laundry or clean my house, things I want to do for work, health and wellness goals. I just set a timer for a couple minutes, jot everything down, and I feel so much better afterwards. So once I do my brain dump, I'm going to get into my weekly planning and I'll just walk you through that process really quickly. So I do this in 2 parts. First, I'll do a review of the previous week. In this case, I'm going to skip my review because I didn't really get up to much last week and I honestly don't want to rehash it. But normally I would list out all of my achievements from the previous week just to kind of keep track of what I got up to and kind of celebrate my wins and then any learnings from the previous week. So I found found just taking a couple minutes to reflect on what went well, what I want to continue doing, what I maybe want to change is so incredibly helpful. And just taking that time to actually write it down, I found helps me solidify it into my routine and kind of maintain it long term, which is really helpful. After that, I get into planning for the upcoming week. First thing I'll do is jot down my schedule. So if I have any plans or appointments, then I do my kind of work planning. So in my case, that's a content plan. I pick the content I'm going to film and when for the entire week. Obviously that wouldn't apply if you're not a content creator, but back when I was at my corporate job, we used to do this as a team and it was really helpful. It's really nice to just kind of have a rough plan going into the week of what you want to accomplish, because it's very easy to get off track if you don't know what your top priorities are, whether that's personal, work, school, whatever. And then I set my top 3 goals for the week, and I'm pretty intense about making sure these 3 things get done. So I try to find a balance of including both personal and work related goals in this list, because I just find that I feel the happiest and most fulfilled when I'm progressing in both of those areas. The reason I go for 3 small-ish goals is because I want to create positive feedback loops for myself and avoid getting into failure cycles where I set unachievable goals and then I fail at them and then I get frustrated and that just kind of becomes a vicious cycle. I would much rather have the opposite, where I'm hitting my goals every single week because I've set things that are realistic, because that gives me more fuel and motivation to continue going after my goals. So that would be my biggest tip, and something that I still struggle to follow myself, but keeping it realistic is very effective actually. And then I do just have a little checkbox at the bottom of my weekly planning to think about and consider my goals for the quarter. So I like to set overarching goals every 3 months and then make sure that the things I'm doing each day, each week are aligned with those broader, more long-term goals, because it's easy to set long-term goals like I want to run a marathon or I want to post X number of videos on my YouTube channel, and then those things just kind of slip to the back of your mind and it's easy to forget to take those small daily steps that you need to take to achieve those bigger goals. I like to just have a little reminder to check in on those bigger, more long-term goals, because those little daily steps are important to get there. Okay, enough chatting, let's get into it. Okay, brain dump is done. I have a very long to-do list, mostly like random house chores and things like that. I'm gonna try and knock out as many as I can today. Be honest with me, guys. Am I just being a bad vibe in this video? I'm just honestly feeling very frazzled and frustrated, and I'm hoping having a clean space will make me feel better. I was hoping this would be a positive, fun, uplifting, inspiring vlog. It's turning out to be, I don't know, not that. It's just one of those days. Everything is bothering me. I just went upstairs to try and fix my hair because it was looking so frizzy in the clips that I just filmed, and it was frustrating me so much. I just can't get it to look good. And looking around at my house, it is such a mess and it's stressing me out. So my next tip is clear space, clear mind, right? If I want to feel peaceful and chill, I need to get all of the garbage out of my house. I swear I feel so stressed out when my house is messy. So one thing I love doing when I'm not in the mood to clean is just setting a timer, putting some headphones on, listening to music. The timer makes it feel a little bit more reasonable because it's not just like, oh, I'm cleaning until the house is sparkling clean. It's like, no, I'm only gonna clean for X amount of time and I'll get as much as I can done in that amount of time. Makes it kind of fun, kind of like a game. Before that though, I need an easy win, so I'm gonna take my supplements for the day, which is going to make me feel so healthy and fit. And while we're at it, I'll give you a little supplement tour because I do get that question. Okay, here is my current stack. I know it's a lot, but I'll just quickly explain each thing because supplementation is very personal and dependent on your needs. Just because this is what I take certainly doesn't mean that you necessarily need all these things. First thing is some electrolytes. I like Element. When I'm sick, I definitely like to load up on electrolytes, but also on all of the days that I work out. Some magnesium, it's really important for a lot of functions in our body. I just know that I'm not getting enough from my diet, so I like to supplement it. Zinc is for immune health, so I do like taking this pretty much year round, but particularly during cold and flu season. Vitamin C, same thing for immune system. Probiotic for gut health. I take a vitamin B complex because I'm a vegetarian and I'm fairly certain I'm not getting enough vitamin B in my diet since I don't eat meat. Last but certainly not least, creatine. I've loved the Sports Research blend. It's simple and it's very affordable, and I found the quality to be really amazing. I'm gonna be honest, creatine doesn't taste great in my opinion, so I just dry scoop it and shoot it down. Not my favorite part of my day, but creatine has so many benefits: muscle strength, overall health, for brain function. Seriously, so incredible. It's one of the most studied supplements. It's great for both men and women, particularly women, honestly. If you were gonna get anything from this stack, probably should be creatine. It is so good for you, even though I don't love taking it, but anyway. Ooh, now it's time to get 900 pills out. always one dish that hides somewhere in the house, and I discover it after I've already done all the other dishes.
Ignore the sound of my air fryer going in the background. I have some fries cooking, but this is what I was talking about. And you know what? Honestly, this is gonna be a future me problem because it took me an hour and a half just to get the kind of basic house chores done, like laundry and dishes and getting a clean kitchen table and all that. So I can tell you right now, I do not have the energy to tackle this whole situation. But that said, I would say pretty productive afternoon. Just don't look over here.
Burgers, fries, and salad for dinner. Though it may have looked unhealthy on the surface, that was what I picked for my meal prep this week, and I chose it to align with my current protein, calorie, and kind of like overall physique goals. I feel like my nutrition today has actually been pretty good, so that's been good. If it wasn't obvious, I just was not having a good time today. The truth is though, when I've just kind of let things pile up like I have recently, the first day back, sometimes it's fun and it's energizing and I'm really excited and looking forward to it, and that's great. But a lot of the time it ends up like today. And trust me, I know it's like first world problems to be complaining about doing a workout, eating healthy, and like cleaning my house. But yeah, I will say I was tempted at many points today to just scrap this whole video because I was like, why is everything going wrong? And it's hard when you get into a really good healthy routine of like hitting your workouts and eating healthy and drinking lots of water, and then you fall out of that routine. It requires so much energy to restart it again because there's just so much friction when you haven't been in a consistent routine with something. That's why I decided that I wasn't gonna scrap this video and I was just gonna share it anyway, because I feel like that is honestly how I feel most of the time when I'm restarting healthy routines or healthy habits. Like, it's not fun at the very start. I find there's kind of a lag period where you start a healthy habit and it takes a few days or sometimes even a few weeks for you to really feel the positive effects from it. And during that period, it can be really challenging to keep showing up and keep going because a lot of things that are good for us are kind of unpleasant to do in the moment. Like, let's just be honest. Some days I wake up and I'm excited about my workouts, genuinely, I mean that, but some days I'm not. And I have to drag myself a little bit. And I think it becomes that much harder when you're out of that good routine. So yeah, I just wanted to be honest about that. Hopefully this video has still been helpful, at least. These are the things that I do to try and get back into healthy routines. Like, I do love planning and staying organized and doing a brain dump and cleaning my space. By the way, Fruit Riot sour grapes, so good. I've been getting them from Costco and I don't know why, but all of the grapes are massive in the Costco bags. I feel like when I get them at the grocery store, they're more normal size, but that is like pretty intense. Anyway, I really hope this video isn't like putting you in a bad mood or anything like that. I would hate to get on here and pretend like getting back into healthy routines is so easy and fun and like casual when the truth is I'm honestly struggling a little bit. Like, I didn't want to clean my kitchen today. I didn't want to fold my laundry. I didn't want to work out. Honestly, I normally love doing my weekly planning. And today I just was not looking forward to it in the slightest. And I just kind of like got it done as quickly as I could so I could move on. And that's fine because these are all habits that I know are helping me to become the best version of myself. It's very freeing to be able to separate your actions from your feelings. I don't have to enjoy this workout to go out there and get it done. Obviously, you guys know I'm a huge fan of trying to make everything more enjoyable and more fun whenever you can, but some days that just doesn't happen. I really try to detach my feelings and my emotions from my actions in a healthy way, because if I only worked out when I felt like it, there would be very few workouts happening in the week and I just would not be able to achieve any goals in my life, whether it's work, personal, health and fitness. So anyway, long story short, I know that this vlog was not sunshine and roses like maybe my normal videos are. It is what it is. Okay, let's get into my last few tips. One thing I just wanted to mention is that I feel like I have gotten really good at not making it mean something when things go wrong, right? Like my first workout back, I find a lot of the time is really tough. You know, I'm feeling really sore. I'm just not in the mood. I'm not in the habit of working out. And usually my first session back is like really rough. A lot of the time I don't enjoy it. I feel like a couple years ago, I would have made that into a thing, you know? Maybe I need to try a new style of training, or maybe something's wrong, or maybe I need to take a break or something. And now I feel like I just let it roll off my back and I remind myself that your first few times back are almost just like practice. Like, it just doesn't really matter. Was today my most productive, amazing, best day ever? No, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and forget that it even happened and just move on. I feel like that's actually something I've gotten really good at recently, deciding to reset and start over at any point in the day. I feel like I used to think, oh, if I have one bad meal, then I may as well just eat whatever I want the rest of the day because the day is ruined. Same thing if like I miss a workout on a Wednesday, I'm like, oh, well, this whole week's ruined. I'll just start again on Monday. That is such a bad mindset. Like, be so for real. Be so for real. Something that was really helpful for me is getting into that practice of resetting, restarting, wiping the slate clean at any point during the day, week, month, year, whatever, not waiting for like New Year's or Monday or the morning or whatever to start fresh. You can just snap your fingers and at any time make a change. So love that. That said, I am going to shift gears a little bit right now. It is like 7:30 p.m. I'm choosing to do a little reset right now and really just enjoy the rest of my evening. One thing that works really well for me is bribery. I literally treat myself like a toddler. For a while when I was first building my workout habit, I would go get myself a coffee every week if I like went to all my sessions. So tonight's little treat is that I'm gonna do a face mask and I'm gonna watch probably either some Netflix or some YouTube videos and just chill out. When normally I would try to like get some extra work in before going to bed, I'm just gonna take the rest of the night to chill because here's the thing, I may not have enjoyed it, but I did everything I said I would. For that, I'm going to give myself a little treat. All that said, I do feel like it's really easy to neglect self-care and taking time for yourself when you are so go, go, go on trying to achieve your goals and be productive and whatever. So I think it's important to make a little bit of time to do something that you enjoy, purely just for enjoyment, not for any other purpose, but to just feel good and have a little bit of fun. And by the way, my boyfriend came up with the chopsticks thing. It is absolutely genius because otherwise, as these melt, they get all over your hands. If you're doing Fruit Riot, give the chopsticks a try. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that it was helpful. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure to subscribe because I upload new videos every week and I will see you next time. Definitely got it in my hair.